The origin of this story is an image rights company, a structure many top players use to manage endorsement income and protect brand value. It's a legitimate common tool, but when tax authorities believe money hasn't been properly declared or paid, they can escalate quickly. In Zinchenko's case, the company was put into voluntary liquidation. ARC pursued the outstanding amount, and a court has now confirmed the sum that must be paid. The numbers look large in isolation, and the coverage has been loud, but context matters. Top Premier League wages mean that, for a player on the kind of salary reports suggest Zinchenko earns, satisfying a figure like £300,000 is financially possible. Still, the amount matters less in pure arithmetic than in optics. A public legal loss creates headlines that sit on the front page of sports sections and in social timelines. Those headlines do real damage to momentum and perception. On the pitch, the timing could not be worse. A player who already faces competition for the left-back spot now has an extra, unavoidable storyline attached to his name. Managers and sporting directors are pragmatic. Clubs prefer to sign players with clean off-field records because the last thing any team wants is a lawyered-up controversy knocking on their dressing room door. For Zinchenko, that means two things are possible, and both are urgent. He can settle the matter quickly, draw a line, and try to rebuild focus and form. Or he can allow the story to fester, which could accelerate decisions within Arsenal about squad balance and eventually push him to consider a move away to find guaranteed minutes and a clean slate. Beyond the immediate career calculus, there's a reputational angle. Fans empathise when players face hardship, but they are unforgiving when issues look like avoidable mistakes or poor management. The nuance of corporate tax and image rights accounting rarely excites the average supporter until it hits the headlines alongside the player's name. At that point, every missed tackle, every substitution, and every social media post is reframed through the prism of what else is going wrong. For a professional athlete whose value partly rests on perception, that reframing matters. It influences contract talks, endorsement potentials, and even dressing room dynamics. There is also a broader lesson for football's marketplace. As transfer windows, loan deals, and squad rebalancing approach, clubs will look not only at a player's fitness and form, but at the baggage that comes with them. A legal ruling, even one that is resolvable with a lump sum, becomes a negotiating point. Would a buying club accept the immediate headache in exchange for on-field quality? Would Arsenal prefer to cash in or to support a player through a short turbulence? Those questions are now part of the season's narrative, and the answers will reveal much about how modern clubs manage short-term headlines versus long-term talent. For Zinchenko himself, the path is straightforward in theory, though messy in practice. Settle the bill, communicate clearly, and let performances do the talk. The quicker the legal chapter closes, the easier it will be to push the story to the background where it belongs, behind the training ground walls and inside the manager's selection notes. But human stories are rarely that neat. A player's confidence can be dented by off-field stress, and match sharpness is stubbornly resistant to quick fixes. Arsenal's decision-makers now balance compassion against competitive urgency, while rival clubs watch, weighing whether to make a move for a technically gifted player who, for now, is a headline magnet. This episode is a reminder that elite football is a world where money, brand, and sport collide in ways that can interrupt careers overnight. For Zinchenko, the next weeks will be decisive. If he pays the price and refocuses, he can reclaim momentum and silence the critics. If the issue lingers, it may hasten an exit and leave his time at Arsenal remembered less for his contributions on the pitch and more for the legal storm off it. Either way, this is a story where finance meets fate, and the outcome will tell us as much about the player as it does about the modern game.